Hey everybody, Kennis here. Hope you're doing great. Today I'm taking a look at this Glarry. This is the Glarry 170. Glarry sent me this a couple months ago, and I'm just now getting around to doing a review because my YouTube channel is hacked and all that kind of stuff. So sorry it took us so long to do this, but I'm excited to do this review. You probably have seen these popping around the YouTube's world. They're really cheap, inexpensive guitars, and I've tested two of them already. So this is my third one. I did an acoustic, I did a Strat style, and this is kind of their Ibanez style, the 170. On their website, this is $79. Currently it's sold out, but you can get it with the package for $99 that has an amplifier also. This one comes with a strap and a pick, I think, and a whammy bar here and a cord for your amplifier. So let's take a listen to it, and I'm going to talk through some tones a little bit, and then I'll kind of give an overview of the quality of what this thing is. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like this kind of content, and let's get to it. I'm playing through this Vox AC15. It's set pretty clean right now. As you can see, this guitar is pretty buzzy. No matter what position you're in, it's not grounded properly. Anyway, let's take a listen to it. Position 5, let's go down. I went through all 5 of those positions on the guitar. What's interesting about it is the pickup output on the B and the E string is like significantly more than the G string. Listen to this. It's almost like a tone difference in there too. I think that's kind of interesting that it would be that big of a difference with the, you know, obviously the whole pieces are the same height and all that. So pickups not that great. Let's play some chords and see what that does. All right, let me roll off the tone just a little bit, and just I'll put the tone all the way down just so you can hear the pickups again with that. All right, with the tone off, there's not much of a difference in these pickups with the tone rolled back. So definitely if it's too bright here, like on some of these, I mean, it is pretty bright. You have the ability to roll back the tone a little bit, but it's interesting, this middle pickup, when it's in the middle position, there's almost no output there. If you roll off the tone, I mean, it's almost not even existent. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. By the way, I have not retuned, since I tuned this up really good when I first started playing, and I haven't retuned anything since then. So what you hear is what you get. I think that's kind of part of the demo. Not too terribly bad there. Let me turn that reverb down just a hair, just so you can kind of hear more. In the the neck position, and that is annoying me, that G string. But in the neck position, that's probably the most usable tone that I would see. It kind of gets some kind of that is interesting with that middle pickup too. But the neck position is the most usable one. The bridge just seems really, really, really bright, and this one. But for $80, there's not really much that you can complain about. Let's talk about as far as tones. Let's talk about the build quality of this, because that's really where this is it usable or not? Is this a good guitar or not? In the $80 market, $100 market if you buy the pack, that's delivered to your door, by the way. There's not a lot of guitars that are going to be cheaper than this, but on the used market, you might be able to find something that is comparable, like a Squire or something like that, that would be probably a better built guitar. The neck, let's talk about the neck. It's really dry. There's no finish on it at all, but it's not quite like a satin finish either. It feels really, I can't really explain it. It almost feels a little bit tacky, even though it's not really a finished neck. It feels like a baseball bat. Literally, if you took a baseball bat and cut it in half, that's what this thing feels like. It's really, really chunky neck. The fret ends on it are not horrible, but they're not really dressed that well to begin with. If you had a little sandpaper or something, you could run over the edge of each one of these. That would do a lot. As far as the playability of it, right off the factory, I don't know how that's coming across there, but it is not. It's pretty high action, but I didn't notice a whole lot of buzzes. Let me play a little bit up high just so we can kind of hear. Man, let me kind of go down here. I can't get over the volume drop in there. I don't see. I haven't gone through every one of these frets, but pull up the wrong one. I haven't gone through every one of these frets, but I don't think that I've seen any buzzes or dead frets. Even when you kind of actually, I'm really bending up high in that. It's not even going a whole step up. I had to go like through underneath that string to get there. That's kind of interesting. The tuners on these are absolute trash. So this G string here, I literally had to like set it down like this and like use all of my strength to just tune that tuner. It's like stuck in place. And I put some deoxit in it too, just to try to wiggle it around there. And so tuners are really, really hard to move. Some of them are just fine, but that one was really hard to move. I think the A string was also hard to move. The finish on everything, it's okay. It actually kind of looks cool. It's got a nice wood finish to it. I doubt that this is like full solid body. Maybe it is, but that's it. I'm not really expecting this to be the best piece of wood necessarily. The pickups, they're probably the cheapest pickups I've ever had in a guitar. And the switch, it was interesting. Let me see if you can kind of see that right there. I'm not sure if that's coming across or not, but even the screw there is sitting up above. It's not even screwed in all the way. And as you pull down on this, I actually had to kind of jam it like this in order to get it to go into the fifth position, or the first position and the fifth position, because it's like that slot was not cut far enough for the full position to go, or it was kind of off centered a little bit. So not the best craftsmanship there. The knobs seem okay, other than when I first got it too, I had to really wiggle this around in order to get the tone to work. So that's kind of an issue. The back of it, it's a bolt-on neck like you would expect. It's got a plate here. Even the plastic, you can kind of feel it's really cheap plastic, which is fine, I guess. It's got the plate here. The jack seems fine. I don't have anything coming in and out. You know, it seems like it's holding in there well. The nut's actually okay. I've seen a lot worse nuts on cheap guitars. I mean, if you were trying to upgrade this thing and make it, you know, a player's guitar, I definitely would upgrade the nut, but not too bad. Oh, the whammy bar and the how well it stays in tune. Let me just kind of do some whammy bar business. I don't usually play with a tremolo bar, but let's just see what it's going to do. Basically how good it's going to stay in tune. Whoa. Well, I think we just answered our question right there. I don't know if there was like a spring. You can hear it. You hear that? The springs. That's the chord I was looking for. These springs are like massively pingy. Like you can hear them. I've never. You hear that? I don't think it's coming up on the mic. But that's not good, and not good as far as, yeah. I wonder what chord that is. Anyway, so to answer the question, this is an interesting guitar because for as cheap as it is, this might be something you can kind of get and put on the wall. If you're looking for an instrument to buy and then, you know, work on things, this might be it. If you wanted to you know, practice refretting a guitar and take all these frets off and then put new ones on, or if you wanted to just practice setting one up or doing you know, filing the frets or something like that, this might be a good practice luthier guitar. As far as a player guitar, I would not really consider this a great player guitar. The people that are probably going to be looking at this are beginners or parents looking to buy a guitar for their kids. I think, honestly, if I'm completely honest, this is not the direction I would go, for the reason that I think that on the used market for 80 bucks, you could buy a Squier Stratocaster all day long, or a Squier Telecaster, and any number of other, an SX guitar, any number of other inexpensive guitar, and get a little bit better of a product. This thing is really, really light, which might be good for a beginner, but just the fact that as soon as you move this, everything is out of tune makes it not useless, because what I would do is I would just, you know, block this off here at the back and basically make the tremolo not part of the system. But the thing is, all the things that I would do to make this thing a better playing guitar are things that I know how to do because I've been playing guitar for a number of years and I've done it on a number of guitars. Somebody that's new, or you're a parent looking to buy a guitar for your child to play, this is probably just going to be a frustrating instrument for them to play. It's probably not going to be something that they're going to really enjoy playing, and that is really the point of a guitar. Should you enjoy playing it or not? So anyway, I don't know. It's not worthless, but I personally am not going to be able to really use this. I was a lot more impressed with their Stratocaster. You know, Stratocaster, I kind of had a different conclusion. I think that one was, I actually gave it to a young person, a 12-year-old, that was playing acoustic and doing well and wanted to learn to play electric. And a friend of mine, I gave it to him to give to her. And I was fine giving her that guitar, but this one I would even be hesitant to give to somebody because I wouldn't want somebody to be frustrated with playing this. Now, if I spent, you know, an hour or so and set it up perfectly and tried to do everything I could, then maybe that is the case. Or if you wanted to take this to you know, a guitar shop and say, hey, set this thing up and make it play great. Problem is with that, you know, you're going to spend 80 or 100 bucks on a great setup, and you've already doubled your cost. So it definitely is a guitar for some people. I think if you wanted something to just hang on the wall and look cool, I think this actually does kind of look cool. Anyway, that's the review of this guy. If you would do me a favor, like this video if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. If you watched it this far, you're a rock star. Appreciate you watching. Kennis Russell out. I'll see you in another video.